Welcome back to the BroadStrokes podcast.
Thanks for starting our podcast with
It's not like anyone would have heard it. It was like under my breath.
No, they're gonna hear
Well, obviously they heard your deep little voice.
it. Deep little voice.
Sorry, a bit of an
Excuse you.
oxymoron there, but
Yeah. So yes, fellas, welcome to the 12th episode of the BroadStrokes podcast. It's weird to think we've been doing this for 12
your
weeks
favorite podcast on planet Earth.
now. Our newest episode is performing okay.
Yeah.
Got 35 whole views in 2 days.
Oh yeah, did you ever notice the Camp Salmon video? There was a different person who commented.
There was?
Yeah, you never noticed that? I saw that.
Wait, give me a momento.
I think it was the
Who
Camp
was it?
Salmon one. Some random person. I don't know who it is.
I guess someone's got 41 views.
Someone else commented under it, and I saw it.
Let us see. So you've got Remy
I
Gaiman.
think it's not. It's obviously not me.
Yeah. And no one else.
Oh, it's one of the episodes. I swear to God.
And maybe they deleted it, because I think I remember what you're talking about.
Let me see if I can find it, because I have an email of
Okay,
it.
while you're doing that, I will talk. So, fellas, on today's episode, we have a few topics. But first, I'd like to address the controversy
The
regarding
allegations.
the allegations regarding the last episode. It's not much of an allegation; it's more of an insult to us as content creators and influencers.
Who are we influencing? Let's be honest here. The liberal media?
Yeah, the liberal media.
Right.
Well, Afia, we discussed your topic briefly, but I designed the thumbnail after it because I put the spooky ghost there, and you didn't comment. I'm very upset. But whatever.
Die.
Coward.
Just... I can't accept it anymore. Oh, it was the tomfoolery one. There you go.
Tomfoolery. What does he say? Let's see.
I don't even know.
Promo is better than SM? What?
I don't know. I feel like it was a bot for some reason.
Click on the account.
I did it. It was made in 2021.
Okay. That's
Or
strange.
something random like that.
Afia looks... We have two bots commenting on our channel now. Afia and that guy.
Yeah, I dare you to comment.
Yeah, you won't.
Ratio.
Yeah. Now, on this episode, we're going to be talking about... what is it? Wait, what do you put first? I forgot.
I love how I put I'm coming over and I accidentally put run.
Oh, yeah.
Did you read that?
Yeah, I did read that. I was like, oh, you're threatening me.
I'm
So-
coming over run.
As we've talked about before, the way we're doing these topics now is we text one another so we can just, whenever we think of a topic, send it to the other person.
I think we should start with a good one. What
Yes.
animal would you be?
No, I think we should start with best villas in media.
I think what animal would you be would honestly be a mind-breaking serious topic.
What animal would I be?
Squirrel.
You'd be a squirrel?
Yeah, you get to like climb a tree and
Don't stop.
jump.
I know where you're going with this.
What do you mean?
What do squirrels eat, Landon? Is that not where you're going with
That's
this?
not what I was going
I thought that's where you were
Okay,
going with this. I
a
thought you were gonna-
flying squirrel.
I thought they do that too. I thought you were going to insult me.
But they can glide.
Ah, man, I don't know what animal I'd
They
want
can
to
eat
be.
nuts and glide.
How about a lizard of some kind? Because I don't want to have to, think. I just want to, exist.
Do you
and
think
eat
a squirrel thinks?
more than a lizard, yes. You can keep... I think I've seen videos of people keeping squirrels as pets, and they have, some affection to a person. But a lizard, he doesn't care. It's just I eat food, I sleep.
So why do you want to be a lizard? And what lizard would you even want to be? Would you want to be a big one or just a tiny little one?
I mean, maybe a medium lizard. Like
Oh.
a bearded dragon. Just in a rock all day, basking in sunlight, eating things, and then sleeping. It sounds
And then
pretty
get
great.
eaten by a bird.
Well, I'd be in a cage.
Oh, you want to be a pet?
Yeah.
You don't want to be free?
Well, if I'm I don't know, man.
You get to explore the outback.
I'm not a furry. I don't mean any animal.
Oh, you're not being a furry if you pick a lizard.
Oh.
That's a different term.
What's that one? Do you know what it is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's called a scaly.
How do you know that?
I've just been around town.
I bet. No, I mean, if I could pick the animal that I'd be, I guess it'd be some kind of bird so I could fly. That's pretty cool. Maybe a squid.
Yeah, but a flying squirrel is like being a mammal still, and you can kind of fly.
I'll be a mammal if I can pick anything. Maybe I'll be like a lobster.
Why?
A
That's
deep
like,
sea lobster.
that's like the worst of
Why?
the sea creatures.
Well, what I pick then?
And a squid is infinitely times cooler
What about an octopus?
than just a lobster. I mean, that's pretty cool, I guess. You
Hmm.
can open a jar from the inside.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, if you're trapped in a jar and you can open it,
In what situation, besides like where they wouldn't just kill me because I'm a pet or a creature on an exhibit, would my life be in danger from not being able to open a jar from the inside? It's a very situational...
let's say hypothetically that you're trapped in a human-sized jar.
Mm-hmm.
Now how are you going to open?
Oh, me like right now?
Yes.
It's pretty simple, actually.
You're going to turn it like this?
Yeah. If I can reach the top of it, as long as I can have my feet on the ground, I'll have enough...
No,
like,
it's
pressure.
like it's like an octopus where it's literally like shaped as a human.
Oh, what?
Like it like you barely fit.
Okay. Well, then that's easier.
How's that easier?
Well,
Like that your head is hitting the top and...
Well, so the issue would be if it's too large, I can't reach the top from the bottom. That's one issue. If it's too small, then I guess I just die. But if it's like the right size where it's my height, I could, with my feet on the ground of the glass, you could reach my head up, or my hands up and just twist.
Use your head.
Yes.
Took that phrase a bit too seriously.
I bet you could like maybe break a jar from the inside and knock it over from the top and roll it.
Just like charge
Off
a
the
piece of
table.
glass.
That would not be good.
How'd you knock off a table? You're gonna die.
No, it would just break the glass. It would stop me from dying. It would break the glass.
What if you get stabbed by a shattered glass?
I'll deal with that after I'm out of the glass. Probably not going to be too bad.
Your whole chest gets like stabbed.
I don't know, man. It's either that or I'll just starve to death in the glass. I don't know why this is such a
I feel like you die of
But
lack of
bleeding out.
oxygen.
I didn't even think about that. There's no holes in the jar?
No,
Oh, no.
you're just stuck in a jar.
Even I'm not that cool. Whenever I caught animals when I was a kid, I put holes in the jar.
Yeah, now every jar has a hole in it. Can't be used for water anymore. Don't know why you're storing water in your jars, but...
Do you often
Okay,
store...
it can't be used for good honey storage.
Have you often encountered the jars from my childhood that I used to, like, capture lizards in?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
Because I went with you to go get these jars.
That's right. There's actually a term for that whenever you go, like, catching animals outside.
Is it called animal catching?
No. Give me a second. But that was, like, the coolest thing when I was a kid.
Grabbing a lizard and putting it in a jar.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Herping?
herping is the actual term.
Why does that sound like something else?
It does. Herping is the act of searching for amphibians or reptiles.
That's a dumb phrase. We need to change it.
What, like, lizarding?
No, we're not just catching lizards.
The reptilian-ing? Well, there's also amphibians, so... Just catching.
Yeah, catching.
The term often is used by professional or amateurs. Herpetologists? Coming from the word herp. Which
Well,
comes
what
from the
about...
same...
Like, it's like spelunking. That's a stupid name.
But I like that word. It's a fun word.
No, it's a stupid word.
But it's a fun word.
No, it makes you... It doesn't sound like you go in a cave. Spelunking doesn't give me that feeling. I don't even know what I think of when I hear the word spelunk. Probably like a noise.
I think of like a Russian word. Sputnik.
I think of something like dropping down.
Well, caving is actually the formal terminology for it.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I feel like I would have called it that instead.
Yeah, caving, also known as spelunking in the United States and Canada, and potholing in the United Kingdom and Ireland. Potholing.
I'm going potholing.
Going potholing. Okay. A recreational pastime of exploring wild cave systems, as opposed to a domestic cave system.
Well, I mean, there are like maybe
Yeah.
caves and towns, like mining towns.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, after a certain point when they're abandoned, they become...
Well, what if your mining town isn't abandoned? Not every single mining town is doomed to be abandoned. Alright, but yes, animals
Yeah, so
is flying squirrel.
I guess you're making me a flying squirrel then.
I'm not telling you to be a
Well,
flying
you
squirrel.
really seem to be pushing this envelope.
Yeah.
Is it envelope or envelope?
Depending on your accent.
Okay. I respect that.
Is the jar half empty or half full?
There is no jar. There's a hole in the lid of it. It pours out. As we've previously mentioned.
If you fill up your cup of orange juice, what would you say? Halfway.
Why am I filling it only halfway?
Because that was all that was left.
Well, that's very pessimistic to look at. I'll go to the store and buy another half. Not another half. I'll just buy another freaking thing. I'm not going to the store getting half of it.
Well, wait a minute. So you're gonna spend your morning going to the store to get more orange juice?
I don't
when you're
drink orange juice to begin with.
on your limited time.
How about this? I have the orange juice and then I just pour water into it.
Ugh.
It just becomes diluted.
I know. It's
orange
just
juice.
it's even more diluted because I'm pretty sure they already put water in it.
Yeah. No, they definitely do. Diluted orange juice.
Even more diluted oranges is really what the term should be.
Diluted orange juice. Animal that I'd be, I guess, personality-wise, I don't know, man.
Personality-wise.
Well, I don't know if it's... what animal would I want to be, or what animal
What
am I?
animal are you going to be?
Like, if I could choose.
Yes.
Maybe like a freaking crocodile or something. I'll just...
Why? So you can just...
sit there
go
and
on
get
a
fat
rampage?
and
Oh.
eat big animals. That sounds cool.
Oh. Yeah, I'll be flying over your head.
What are you gonna be?
A flying squirrel.
A flying squirrel?
Not even actually flying, just
Yeah.
gliding over your head.
I can't wait for you to like fall into the friggin' river I'm in and I'll just kill you.
Let's just stay in the tree.
That makes sense. Makes
Hey,
a lot of sense.
don't say that during Asian and Pacific or
Pacific Islander.
month. I don't even know if it's
You
that
know,
month.
Isn't it funny to be like such or so uncared about that you don't even get your own month? You get roped in there with the Islanders.
Well, I mean, still Asian.
You know, Black History Month gets their own month. That's their month.
That's very, very, very broad, though.
It is. When's White History Month?
Every single
here we go.
secret white supremacist.
Yeah. I remember posing that question to one of my friends. I think it was, it wasn't Sean, it was Percy. And I asked Percy, like, hey, when's White History Month? He's like, oh, every day is White History Month. It's like, that's not how months work. Man, I'm not racist. I don't care anymore. My favorite thing, though.
But we were actually kind of talking about something similar to that at school with my friend or whatever. We were like, yeah, white supremacists kind of like, they usually don't say, I'm racist, like, openly. They won't just say, I'm a racist or something, obviously.
I think it also depends on what state you're in.
Well, instead, they'll like allude, you can see stuff like, we're protecting the white culture and stuff, instead. It's like...
I don't think the phrase, we're protecting the white culture, is inherently a white supremacist phrase.
It's not by itself, but we know the context behind it. When it's promoting a radio station, and it's like protect the white people, stuff like the Great Replacement theory and stuff.
The Great Replacement theory.
Have you ever heard of it?
No, I have not heard of it.
It's basically a white supremacist reason to be like, no, I hate minorities. They're gonna replace the white people. I'm not even kidding. That is what the Great Replacement theory is. It's that the minorities will become greater percentage of the population
I mean, I'm all for it.
than white people.
I mean, it'd be so much easier if it was just black people. Like, there was no white people, no Asians. It would be just black people.
What?
It'd be so much easier if it was just one type of people.
Is this like a joke argument?
No. I mean, listen, I was playing some Fallout, the original, a while back. You know, the Master?
Yeah.
His ideology, like, as long as we're different, we'll tear each other apart. So let's all be the same. Right?
Yeah, look at China and Japan.
where
they have shrinking populations.
Disregard that, okay? Disregard. I don't actually think that the removal of every other race would be beneficial. But there's no but. What animal would you be?
What? Didn't I already tell you this 20 times? The
No.
gliding squirrel.
Well, I thought you were making me the gliding squirrel.
No.
And then, Jesus Christ.
Flying squirrel. I've already said it 20 times.
Okay, you can be the catch flight.
The Chad. Yeah, I know.
Nuts.
I know.
Take flight. Eat nuts.
I'm just on my Sigma flying grind set right now.
Yeah, of course. What are the flying squirrel's natural predator? What eats them? Birds, probably?
The one doge that catches them.
Like a hawk?
I don't know what eats a squirrel. Maybe an eagle.
Snakes. They can catch them.
Snake climbs a tree to kill a squirrel.
You've never seen a snake climb a tree? They're really good at it.
No, but like, why would a snake go for for a squirrel.
Well, they eat baby birds too.
Yeah, but that's an easier target than a squirrel that can just run away.
Yeah, but I mean, the squirrels often take over bird nest. That's why like you'll see them up in the tree sometimes, and then snakes will go up there and they'll eat the babies.
Okay.
Like rat snakes and chicken snakes. I'm pretty sure snakes and chicken snakes are the same thing, but we just call them whatever they are.
We'll search it up.
Give me a second.
See if there are different species.
Are rat, snakes, and chicken... Okay, I see this is a commonly asked questions. Okay.
Rat snake facts.
Rat snake facts.
From Live Science.
As their name implies, these snakes prefer rats.
Woo woo.
And they'll kill their prey through constriction. Okay, I think they're the same thing. Let's just leave it at that. They're the same thing.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Alright, you want to go on to your topic?
Yes.
You don't need to read it. You know your own topic.
I don't know my
by
own
the
topic.
back of your
Oh, yes.
hand.
So, originally I wrote best villas in media, which is not what I meant to type. I meant to type villains, but let's look up... What is a villa? I forget. Yeah, that's like the big house.
Wait, isn't that villas also?
Yeah,
don't
like
they
that
have
thing.
vineyards?
Yes, but a vineyard is just a place you grow
grapes.
For wine, yes. But a villa is like that place in Rainbow Six Siege.
Well, a villa is where you live.
Yes.
But usually villas have a vineyard on the outside.
Yes. So, best villas in media, Landon. Do you know of any villas in media?
Probably just some random French one in
Is there one...
Southern French villa. There you go.
Well, we're talking about movies.
Oh.
Media.
Oh, yeah.
Shows.
The R6 Siege map.
Breaking Bad? There was one in Breaking Bad. Yeah.
You know...
It's that yellow tint.
Yeah, that's what Mexico looks like, guys.
Yep.
Speaking of Breaking Bad, we're watching Saving Private Ryan.
That is entirely a different show.
No. This is related. I kind of didn't know that Bryan Cranston was one of the generals. Or, like, one of the higher-ups in the U.S. Yes.
What? Cranston.
He's the guy who, like, originally gives the, like, orders to go save Ryan or something. He's not actually at D-Day. He's in the United States. But...
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's a natural guy. He has, like, the full thing.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah. I like... He sounds like himself, too, so...
That's pretty funny. He's in that, Malcolm in the Middle, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul for one episode. And...
His whole cameo is just he walks.
What, in Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
And I didn't like them showing up in Better Call Saul, honestly.
Why it felt forced?
Yeah, I feel like it was just being like, hey, look, old fans.
Hey guys, look, it's Breaking Bad.
Also because Jesse has aged like 10 years, so he doesn't sound like he does originally.
So, I was about to say
Yeah. I'll show you. Better Call Saul.
It's not like I'm gonna ever watch it, so...
You should watch it. It's
hard for me to get into any show, ever. Like, the only shows I've ever fully gone into and watched the whole thing of is, like, Breaking Bad and The Office. Like, I think those are, like, the only shows I've watched fully of.
Both of those had Jesse in it. Jesse was in The Office.
Yeah, one episode.
Yeah.
Cameo. And I watched The Office before Breaking Bad.
But he looks so much older.
Yeah.
And
They didn't de-age him.
No, I feel like this show would have been better off without the appearance of them.
Like, what was their role? Were they even, like, useful at all to the plot?
Spoiler alert. At the end of season 5, because there's 6 seasons of Better Call Saul.
Okay.
The end of season 5, there's like this flash forward scene of, I think it was when Jimmy and what's her face, this lady, because he was married.
Okay, yeah.
To Kim Wexler, and when she was getting a divorce with him just for legal purposes, they just happened to see one another.
Oh.
And they make a joke or whatever, and then Jesse goes on his way. But also, there's that scene from Breaking Bad, like, where in Breaking Bad, they're about to throw Saul in the ditch. If he doesn't, you know what I'm talking about?
Where they first actually
yeah. And in that actual scene, they do mention a character in Better Call Saul that you don't see at all in Breaking Bad.
Really?
Yeah, Lalo.
Oh, wait. When does
Lalo
he
is
ever
the
say that?
coolest freaking villain.
When does Saul ever say that in Breaking Bad?
So, one time, in that scene where they're burying him out in the desert, or about to bury him out in the desert. Yeah. And then,
Well, what is this line?
it was like, did Lalo send you?
Oh.
Because he thought, Lalo was going to get back. Which, you gotta watch Better Call Saul. It's such a good show.
It's hard
And
for me to get into any
I
show.
know. Well, watch like an hour recap on YouTube. You'll get the gist of it. And, yeah, so, where was this going? Oh, yeah. In the RV, after the scene in Breaking Bad, then this scene in Better Call Saul takes place. And for the continuity's sake, they don't look at all what they did like in Breaking Bad.
It's like the movie.
Bryan Cranston was pretty good because he's an old man.
Yeah, he's already old.
Yeah.
He's not really aging too much.
But Jesse, he looked like he was early 40s.
Yeah, it's hard when you get a young person originally and then they come back for something.
Yeah.
Because then they look a lot older. When you already have an old person, they don't really look too much older a few years later. They tend to look mostly the same, in my opinion.
Speaking of characters in Breaking Bad, I enjoyed Better Call Saul so much more than Breaking Bad. I like Better Call Saul more than Breaking Bad.
No.
You haven't even watched it yet.
No, there's no argument, though.
No, you need to watch it. Okay,
Breaking Bad is just that good.
I'll give it this. The first 5 episodes of Better Call Saul are very slow. And the very first episode, you cannot watch with family. It is horrendous.
Is it like the actual normal Breaking Bad? How the first episode is not good for family?
In a different way.
Oh.
For context, there's like these 3 or 4 teenagers, they like decapitate a dead corpse in a morgue and they do bad things with it. And it's part of it shown on camera. And because Jimmy's trying to like defend them in court. So, yeah, not great.
Okay, well tell me what makes it better than Breaking Bad.
It's just happier, honestly.
That's it?
That's not indicative of a good show alone, because I like some miserable shows too. But I think the editing and the general pacing of the show is better than Breaking Bad. I think there were a few scenes in Breaking Bad I only understood upon second watching. Remember when Walter poisons that kid?
Yes.
I didn't know that they used that Lily of the Valley from Walt's backyard.
Oh.
And I bet you didn't know that either.
Well, I mean, it's kind of... I think that's also a good thing, though. Because
Yeah, I
then you
agree.
can catch more stuff.
And I agree, because on the second time watching Better Call Saul, it's the same thing. But a lot of the stuff on Breaking Bad was really rushed. Or at least in my mind. And one of the... I don't mean a lot of stuff, because it was a great show. There's one scene in particular where...
The Fly.
No, This Fly is a great episode.
The Fly is actually not even that bad.
No, it's just the worst
it's
of
ju-
the
it's
great.
it's just a filler.
Yeah. It'd be like going to see an art museum or something, like the greatest art museum in the world, and then you go to the bathroom. It's like the bathroom is the Fly episode. You get what I'm saying? It's still in the great museum, but you're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then at the end of Breaking Bad, you remember how Walt makes that confession tape where he blames Hank?
Yeah. My name is Walter Hartwell.
My name is Walter Hartwell White. I live on 308 Negro Aurora Lane,
Alright,
Albuquerque,
what about
New
it?
Mexico. Okay. It's never brought up again after it's made.
Oh, well.
Hank or Walter could have threatened to release it if he was arrested or something like that. But it was never brought up again. And then again, big spoiler alert, Hank gets murdered. I was upset after that scene. I wasn't as upset with Mike, though, because Mike was... I like Mike. Walter.
That was his last words.
I think his last words were telling Walter to shut up.
Yeah.
Let me die peacefully, Walter.
Then he, goes sideways.
Yeah. Don't remind me of that. It's kind of funny.
He didn't want to watch the show for,
Yeah.
a few weeks.
I was
we
a
were,
bit upset.
mourning his death.
I was mourning Mike Ehrmantraut. It's a really good show, though. And that's indicative of how good of a show it is, because there's not many movies or media that make me a bit upset.
I think Breaking Bad, though, infinitely times better than Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The Walking Dead had such
Walking
good
Dead
potential.
Walking Dead is the opposite of the problem you say is Breaking Bad. It lasts way too long.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The first two...
Dragging it out.
I would say the first 4 seasons are very good.
They should have just kept... I think it's good for a show to have less than 6 seasons.
Generally, yeah.
Because it starts to kind of get boring and Like, it looks like they're just trying to throw stuff and hope that it sticks after that.
If because the reason The Walking Dead probably fell off as bad as it did is because they swapped director.
Oh.
So, second season, I don't know if you remember, there's a really cool idea where, like, the walkers still have some remnants of who they were before.
Mm-hmm.
So that dude's wife, who is now a walker, was trying to, like, open the door.
Oh.
Right? Like, that stuff is really cool, right? And
Yeah.
if you had that be persistent throughout the whole thing, cool.
That's like some humanity left in them.
And then, like, actually have... There's two things other than that you need to fix. If these survivors can be out here living, then how did the military fail? There's no freaking way the military failed against these guys who walk at the speed of nil.
The only thing that makes them good is that they're in a horde.
Yeah. And then the other thing is you gotta have characters that have, like, above room temperature IQ. They're really dumb.
Yeah.
They're really dumb.
Have the most fortified place ever, and it gets swarmed.
Yeah.
Because you got one dude who's like, I'm gonna mess over the whole gang.
Yeah. And then I like the Last of Us explanation as to how the military couldn't hold it off, because it was everywhere.
And also it spread through the air.
Yep. And, I mean, in both the movie and both the show and the
Games,
game.
yeah.
Just how it happened to get everywhere, because it was in the yeast, right?
It's in the yeast?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it was in the
was.
yeast. And because it's a base product that's everywhere, it was able to get everywhere all at once, because it hit the shelves at the same time. At which point, it was over.
Isn't that how... Well, obviously he doesn't use a fungus, but yeast is still bacteria, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it was because the substrate was so dry and it was able to be used like that,
Oh.
fungus could spread. So
Okay.
just right place, right time for the original fungi boy. And then
Then whatever... I don't even know what they're called.
cordyceps?
Is that what they're called? Well, what do people call them in the show?
The infected?
Is that what they just said?
I think they just say infected.
Oh.
I don't think there's...
I love how so many zombie shows and
Don't
stuff...
call them zombies.
Yeah, don't refer to them as... Is that like a trademark term or something?
Yeah, no, it's not trademark, because World War Z refers to them as zombies. Call of Duty refers to them as zombies.
And it's weird.
I feel like the whole premise why they don't call them zombies is because they want the characters to act surprised when that idea has never been passed in your head. I would love to see a movie where, like, somebody had plans beforehand, and they just followed this dude who had this whole thing planned out in his head. I think that'd be kind of funny.
Just an insane scientist.
No, I mean, like,
Oh.
somebody who had this, like, what-if situation.
He's just prepared
Like-
for anything.
Our high school friend group.
You think that they were prepared for anything?
No.
I think they were prepared for nothing.
I mean, honestly, probably just you and I are better prepared for all that than the entirety of our freaking friend group.
Doing nothing actually makes us more prepared.
Yeah.
Sitting around on the couch.
Our friend group is pretty retarded.
They were pretty brain dead.
Some of them. Some of them are really smart.
But then became brain dead with each other.
Yeah. Ethan had perfect scores on all of his ACTs.
Really?
Yeah, he had 36s on everything, except for reading. He had 35. Which I thought was just, you suck. That's the only person I've ever seen to get perfect scores like that, though.
There was a sophomore who got a perfect score.
Really?
Yeah. Just a boring genius, I guess, or something.
That's a boring genius. I don't think Ethan was a genius, though.
Okay, a born test taker.
Yeah. I think he said boring. A boring genius. Is like,
Oh, a boring genius, just some lame dude.
yeah, he's a really boring genius. Speaking of genius, though, I do want to see that, what's that movie that's coming out called? About the nuclear warhead development.
Smart Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I almost said Rockefeller. Like, that's the wrong guy.
Rockefeller, just the oil company.
Yeah. No, but I do want to see that movie because it looks interesting.
Yeah, that became a meme. I don't know if you knew that.
What?
I mean, that's like Oppenheimer didn't know that the nukes would kill people.
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer? I don't care how.
Oppenheimer? Oh, I thought that was part of the joke. Like,
No.
They don't know how to pronounce it, and that's the meme to me.
No, the meme is that he was like in such disbelief that the nukes would kill someone.
It's like, what?
That was the meme.
That was a pretty interesting real-life tidbit about history. They didn't know if it was going to, like, end the world. Because when you split an atom, like, they didn't know what was going to happen.
Oh, well,
They had
now we
their
know.
theories.
Now we know like what
Yeah.
happened. So.
But they thought it was going to cause, like, I think an influx of... Because rewind time, or at the beginning of history, somehow, during the Big Bang, there became more matter than there was... Is it dark matter or negative matter? I don't know the term. Antimatter.
Well, there's also
Yeah.
dark matter.
You're right. I think
Dark
it's
matter,
antimatter.
I think, is actually gravity.
Okay, cool. But
That's what we think.
at the beginning, everything there was an equal amount of matter and antimatter, right? So then, what happened? All of a sudden, somehow, there became more matter, and antimatter.
Well, yeah, because it kaboom.
Yeah, kaboom. But what made the kaboom? The matter. But then, what made the kaboom?
Well, because they split into smaller.
Yeah, but how did it happen? How did it happen?
Well, when you split an atom, it makes the kaboom.
No, I'm talking about the Big Bang at the very beginning of
Oh.
the universe. Somehow we all exist. Cool.
Ask the Catholic priest guy who made it.
I think their fear was that since they were about to like split an atom and remove a bit of matter, that they thought the world was gonna like just end.
Well, I mean, you can't get rid of matter.
Yeah.
It can only change its shape and form.
Well, but you could split it, and that's what they were worried about.
Or
Or maybe they were just worried about like it would be a continuous explosion because of the energy from this one. I really don't know.
Now all we know is, well, now we know 100% it's just fission, and all it does is split into two different
Yeah.
atoms. So it's not like one half atom, one half atom. It's just two different atoms.
So the original nuclear warhead was fission, and I think modern ones they're fusion, right?
No,
They're still fission.
they're all fission.
You sure?
Fusion is like the sun.
Well, no, you
When
have.
you combine helium and something else together.
No, I understand that, but for
Right.
some nuclear reactors, they're fusion reactors rather than fission reactors. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Fusion reactors?
Give me-
I think that is that is impossible with today's science to last longer than 6 seconds.
Give
Like,
me a second.
tell me that nuclear fusion reactors last longer than an hour. They can't even last more than a week. At most.
Fusion reactor, also called fusion power plant or thermonuclear reactor, a device to produce electrical power from the energy released in the nuclear fusion reaction. It's a real thing.
Okay, I know it's a real thing, but we don't use it.
Are you sure?
It is way beyond our comprehension right now for it to last long. It doesn't last long. It overheats really quickly.
Yes.
Yes, it exists. I never said that they never existed ever. But they're still in complete beta stage and they don't work that long.
Okay.
So you can't use them as an effective source of energy. Because it overheats way too fast with the materials we have right now.
So I knew they were a thing, I just didn't know if they were that prolific.
No,
So the majority of them, like 95% of them are fission.
that's all our nuclear reactors.
Okay. Because nuclear reactors are just glorified steam generators.
All it does is fission.
Because it creates the heat, which is in this water containment facility, that creates steam, and then it spins a turbine.
Yeah, it spins and gives a dude a turbine.
Yes. No, not that kind of turbine. Turbine. Sorry. Creates steam, which spins the turbine. So, if you're looking at it, nuclear reactors and nuclear energy is the cleanest energy.
Yeah.
It's very clean.
But there's just hysteria
Yeah.
over it because of Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm. And then, what was it, 3
And
miles? Or,
in Japan.
yeah.
nuclear
Is it
explosion.
3 or 9 miles? I don't remember.
So yeah, like with we have a lot more safety features now than those times though.
And even back then, though, it was relatively safe.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of things went wrong at Chernobyl. And then in Japan, it was a natural disaster, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was like a
Tsunami.
tsunami.
Yeah.
Obviously, a nuclear spill is going to happen if a tsunami hits it.
Yes. Nuclear.
Obviously,
tsunami.
that's why you don't want to put a nuclear reactor on an island that is prone to earthquakes.
Isn't it Russia who owns or supposedly owns a floating nuclear reactor?
Yeah, sure, buddy.
No, seriously, I remember seeing that.
Putin can say all he wants.
Well, it was a thing. Give me a second.
Boy, give me one picture. It's actually the D Glock from World War II.
Yes. Floating nuclear power plant.
You mean a boat?
Well, okay, it's not just a boat, okay?
The way you presented made it seem like it was flying.
No, floating, I'm referring to water. I'm not like hot air balloon.
Oh, well, now it sounds like a natural...
Where is it going to get the water from? It's up in the air, Landon. There's no water up
A
there.
tube.
A tube. What is it just... This is the most inefficient reactor.
I
on
mean,
the
you can make a
planet.
bunker reactor. But yeah, we use fission because that's how we know how to do it.
I know on
Split it
the...
to two easier compounds. I think we use less uranium now.
Yeah, we don't hardly use any
We
uranium.
use thorium, I think, more, right?
Yeah, because we use one...
because we use the bulk resource, which isn't thorium, but then we use thorium as a key to activate it.
Yeah.
So if we ever need to disactivate it, we can just get rid of it.
If I remember correctly, I think thorium's on the same area on the periodic table as uranium, which makes it the same reactivity.
Isn't it crazy we know so much of this random nonsense?
Well, I hope I would know this stuff. I'm in chemistry right now.
Okay, Walter White.
I am the man who learns chemistry.
Could you cook meth? Do you have the capacity to cook meth?
No, but I know Bryan Cranston does.
Well, wait, he's over there. You're here. Make meth.
I'll invite him.
Your chemistry teacher has joked about that, right?
Huh?
Has your chemistry teacher joked about that?
Someone told him he should be Walter White for Halloween.
What did he say?
He just said, I think he said, like, what, you want me to have cancer or something? Or, no, he said, doesn't he have cancer? That's what he said.
I thought uranium was at the bottom right.
No, it's in these two. It's U.
It's you. Okay, that's right.
And thorium is TH.
Right, Nick. Where's thorium then? I'm looking.
To the left. To the left.
Oh, there it is. So it's two.
Yeah.
Away. Okay.
So everything in the same group means it's like the same properties.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So
I also took chemistry.
Yeah, so that's why it's structured like that.
I'm not smart people chemistry, but I did take chemistry. Did they show you that graph, that like 3D graph, that was explaining like the development of new elements?
No.
Here, you fill
You're
it out
talking
for a
about
second.
those like little elements that only have one weight? They don't last that long.
Well, that, and it's also a graph explaining like how you would get the elements. So you have a base, and then I'm not using actual proper chemistry terms here, but you have like the original element, and then by doing a certain thing to it, you can get a different element. And then this graph kind of separates and separates and separates.
Throws it into an accelerator, hope something changes.
I mean, if I had a particle accelerator.
Yeah, but they don't do much. They kind of just die right after you're done.
It's
whoa, something new, and then it's just gone.
And then radiation was originally discovered by this lady and her daughter, right?
What, Curie?
Yeah, I think her name was Curie and their daughter's name was something. They both ended up dying of cancer, I'm pretty sure. Because
actually, something interesting, well, yeah. But did you know her notebooks and stuff, Curie's notebooks, is filled with radiation?
Well, I remember what she was doing to like try to create new elements. She was just blasting things with radiation. She just had like an aluminum sheet that she made into something else for a little bit.
Oh.
Or something like that.
I love the ways people found stupid stuff about atoms. Like, we had to learn for the club for chemistry, or a chemistry teacher had to teach us. This one dude called Rutherford or whatever. He found the gold foil theory or experiment where you put a piece of gold foil, he shot a beam or something at it, and he wanted to see, because there was another guy who made a theory before him, who was a British guy who made the or his name was J.J. Thomson.
Okay.
And he
it's
made
like a Spider-Man villain.
He made the plum pudding theory.
Plum pudding theory.
That, another word for cookie, by the way.
Okay.
Because they thought that protons and electrons were just all over the place, like a chocolate chip cookie.
Like a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, like the protons are like the chocolate chips, and then electrons are like all over the normal cookie. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to explain what his theory was. Essentially, they just kind of floated around.
Was his theory disproven?
Well,
yeah. Obviously.
Because Rutherford used the gold foil, and his idea was when he shoots this beam, it should like react a certain way where like it would always bounce back or something, because if protons are like always everywhere, or like is everywhere, you know, it should bounce back because it's the opposite, which or they're the same, so they retract.
I get what you're saying.
So, but then he realized that they only did that in one location, the middle, and everywhere else it stayed the same. So, yeah, he discovered that protons are in the middle, and electrons are not.
So, if fission reactors are like the big thing, then why is it that in all the Fallout universes they're called fusion cells and fusion core?
Because they don't know.
Answer me.
They don't know the difference.
Answer me.
They don't know the difference. Fusion.
It's pretty simple. You just go together or go apart.
Fusion is when you get two smaller elements and throw them together.
Yeah, I get that.
Which is what the sun usually does. It takes like helium and I think like hydrogen or something, and they mix them, and that usually causes like the rays. So.
I don't like plasma.
Oh, you gotta live with it, friend.
Well, unfortunately, yes, but I don't like plasma.
Why?
I don't like the sun. It's stupid.
Alright. Go destroy it then.
You can't. It's just a big ball of plasma. That's why I hate it. I can't. You know, it's there, but I can't do anything.
I mean, it's also a big ball of a bunch of gas.
Yeah. Sounds like the average, like, Discord moderator. It's a toxic ball of gas.
Gives people cancer.
Yeah. That is true. It does give people cancer, doesn't
But there is one big difference. They don't ever go outside.
No, that's true. I mean, does it really count as outside for the sun? It kind of...
yeah, the sun is kind of the main ingredient
Yeah,
for
it is.
outside.
Is the main ingredient that makes the outside, breathable and livable.
Anyway, yeah, fission is the way we do it because we know how to do that effectively.
Cool.
Well, that's straight off topic. What was
that was a pretty good discussion.
Yeah.
No, I like talking about
Science
random
talk.
Science. Yeah. Like our Breaking Bad.
Oh. I thought you
Eleven.
were doing the Austin dude from Game Theorist or whatever who does
No.
the science.
No.
He actually got kicked off of Game Theory. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, and this is next. He got kicked off of Game Theory.
Huh?
He got kicked off of Game Theory.
No, I didn't have a topic about Game Theory.
Oh. So, we didn't even discuss our best villains in media.
No, you said villas.
Okay, so back to best villains in media.
Okay, you know my answer. You should.
What is your answer? I actually don't know.
It starts with a B.
B.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you say yours first?
B. Barry B from the B movie? No.
I think he's the protagonist.
No. No, he's not. I mean, I don't want to say like Pagan Men or Vaz because
Why?
they're really I mean everyone knows about them and they're really cool, so I'm gonna give something like a little bit more interesting.
Oh, my character's kind of widely known.
Oh, B. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Come back to me. You go.
Bowser.
Oh.
That was the answer. Bowser.
He's not even
Yeah, he's cool. He's a big
turtle. Wow.
Who always fights Mario. I mean, name a more iconic villain.
Satan.
Okay, but
He was the original villain.
we said media.
Oh, is the Bible not media?
We don't really count it as that.
I
Do we
guess
really
so.
count books as media?
Well, if there's a digitalized version of them,
Well, I guess there's a digital Bible.
there is.
What are your thoughts on purgatory?
I don't think.
Do you even?
I don't think
Did
it's
you
a
even
real
ever
thing.
think that was a thing?
No, I don't think that's a thing. I mean, same with the concept of hell, though. It was made up by somebody a little bit later, and the whole seven circles thing was.
What? The hell was always a thing. And
Well, hell was a thing, but our idea and image of it was made
yeah.
by a guy.
you know
what
what
was it?
actually purgatory means? It isn't like an in-between realm. Well, it kind of is, but
It's just a holding cell.
well, technically, no, it's not even really that. It's not a bad thing.
Okay.
Purgatory are actually people who already been saved.
All right.
They are just getting purged of any of the last like little bits of cleanliness, essentially, before they go to heaven,
And
so that
that's
they're pure when they enter.
The Divine Comedy. That's what that book's called.
Yeah, by
I don't remember his name.
that one dude, that one Italian guy.
Yes, but it discusses politics a good bit too.
Yeah, they added kings and like actual kings in there.
Yeah. Partly to roast them,
Yeah.
literally and figuratively, because some of them are in hell.
Yeah.
But I don't. Even my idea of hell isn't what I think most Christians would consider canon. I don't know, man. I guess I'll find out when I get there. Not necessarily hell. That's not what I'm saying the afterlife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. I don't know, man. You think I'm going to heaven?
Maybe you have to go through purgatory first.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Actually, sorry, you can't go to heaven. No, you have to. You can only enter by seeking salvation through Jesus Christ Himself.
Well, on my deathbed, I'm gonna be like, hey, I repent.
It doesn't work like that.
Why not? Why not, Landon?
It's false conversion.
It's what I read in the Bible. It's how I interpret it.
That you should only convert when it's
Convenient. Do you think you're going to heaven?
I can't determine that.
Yeah, because it's a sin to kind of predict, isn't it? I know it's a sin to
Just
predict.
being a good person doesn't let you go to heaven anyway.
Yeah. But that's
despite what.
that's my qualm with it all, right?
Well, the point is that you're supposed to seek salvation through Jesus.
Yeah. But
I don't even know if it's Christianity that's the real one. It's kind of hard for me to tell. I don't know which one's real. So I guess I'm just going to be a good person and not step on anybody else's toes.
Well, being a good person gives you points.
I don't think it's a point system. The same way that no sin is equal to another. I don't think it's a point system. I think it's a...
Well, it's a better thing to be a good person.
Yeah. But on the flip side, do I think that if you're an awful person, you should go to heaven? No, I don't. Like, if you shoot up a school, do you think you should be going to heaven?
Who says that?
What?
Who says they're going to heaven after they shot up a school?
Okay.
That's not a good example.
It is. What I mean is...
We're not talking about jihadist terrorists here.
Well, what I'm saying is, hear me out. If some white dude shoots up a school, right, and then just repents, I mean, in his mind, he really believes that he's repenting, does he go to heaven? Well, again, I can't tell because I'm not Jesus, but
Yeah,
I don't think he should, because he killed a bunch of kids.
Yeah, you're probably not, but
I don't know, man. It's not my choice.
yeah, no, yeah, my body, my choice.
Yeah, no, bro. You're in heaven. You have no body. You're a soul. That's kind of one of the reasons I'm not super religious, because I don't know. It just seems unjust, some of the things that happen to people, even people who do believe, and they really, it's like some random Christian kid, really young kid, like dies in a car accident or something like that, and then the parents say, "Oh, it's part of God's plan." Like,
Well, you see, those are the outliers of the main religion.
yeah.
Those are just the people who are like, I don't know, don't really actually know the religion that much. They just think they do. They don't actually do any research, if that makes sense. They're just told that it's this, so.
Do animals go to heaven?
They don't have a soul.
They don't?
I'm pretty sure it's canon that they don't have souls.
I didn't even think about that. Even dogs?
Yes.
But the movie lands, all dogs go to heaven, and all cats burn in hell.
Oh, sorry, that is canon.
Canon.
According to the church, it is canon.
Yes, it is.
They canonized that movie recently. That's actually the Lost Book.
You can canonize items.
I mean, you're canonizing a book, aren't you?
Canonize Amon, the bearded dragon.
It's not the same thing.
He's a holy prophet resting upon his golden throne.
Sacrilege. Say that to a Muslim. This Doge is the next prophet. I actually think that they think that like when they get licked by a dog that it's actually like unholy, so that they get washed.
See that video of the dude like accidentally eating pork
Doom.
without knowing it?
How did you not know you ate pork?
Well, his friend was like, he made him a meal, and his friend was eating it, and his friend is the religious one, and then his friend was like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's pork!" And then you just start crying.
Oh.
I felt kind of bad about that
Yeah.
one. It's like, well, that sucks.
Yeah. It says that you can't eat pork unless you're desperate.
Yeah.
Like if you need to survive, then you can.
So you can.
Yeah, you're not like you're starving and there's like, oh, there's a piece of pork right there. I can't eat it.
Because God says it's bad.
No, you can eat it if like you're gonna starve to death, but
Yeah.
just like how I think in Islam you can steal if it's like try to help your family and stuff.
So it might just be the interpretation lost through translation, but I know the Bible supposedly says something about not striking.
Not striking.
Yeah, against like your government or your officials.
What if they? Oh, what does it mean? Does it mean no like uprising, or is the Bible anti-union?
So Peter 2:17. Makes no specific references to striking, though it does address the responsibility of workers to their employees. Peter's...
Wait, that doesn't... Wait. Oh, employers. You said employees. That didn't make any sense.
Oh, did I say employer?
Yeah.
Oh.
You said employees. The workers to their employees.
That's what it says. Oh, workers to their employers. Okay.
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
Honor all people, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. So honor the king.
That's the most vague thing ever.
Yeah, it's
That
like our
is-
amendments. It's very vague.
That is so like... Well, the point of the amendments is to be kind of vague.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, though, a lot of people oversimplify them. Go into the actual documents and they actually say a lot more than what we simplify it to. I always like to cite the Second Amendment.
You ain't gonna take my guns.
Well, because I'm like, okay, what does the Second Amendment say? And I read it. It's not just the right to bear arms.
No, it's the right to form yourself in a well-regulated militia.
Yeah, or something like that, which is up to interpretation of what that fully means.
That's the whole thing. If it would have been more specific, we would not have these problems.
It's hard to exactly know what they mean, because the way it's worded to me makes it seem like they say people in a militia should be able to arm and protect themselves. Yeah. Not everyone can have a gun.
I agree with you. That's how it sounds, and that's probably what they intended for it. But because the meaning it means now, I legally am allowed to buy a gun, and I'm okay with that, because I like having guns.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, that's fine. I'm just saying, I mean, it's up to the Supreme Court. I guess their word is really what the amendment says. Which, not saying I always agree with their decision, because some of them are pretty brain dead.
Yeah.
There's some that are amazing. Like, I do agree with the one where they're like, even if they're illegal immigrants, they should still be able to go to school. Like, I kind of think that's a pretty good thing to say. I don't know. I think everyone should have a right to an education.
I find it interesting that it's a controversial issue to not allow people to enter this country. I mean, I feel like America was founded on the ideals of immigrants.
Yeah, but then you look into also American history, and there's many times where they try to suppress immigration. So
the weird thing is, though, I'm all for more people coming to this country because, I mean, the greater population we have here, the greater our GDP, the more workers we have, all good.
Yeah, and then there's some people that are like, oh, they're stealing our jobs.
Well, bro, just do your job better and you won't get laid off.
Or, I don't know. Why are you complaining so hard? They're taking the jobs that you guys don't even want that much.
Typically, yeah. I mean, you and I have first-hand experience about that, the iron job. Yeah. You know, and I mean, I have no problem with them. Let them work. They're doing a good job. You know.
Yeah, it's not like they're like doing nothing when they come here. Like
controversial to the stereotype, or counterintuitive to the stereotypes. Yeah. They work really hard.
Yeah, I think that's really the new stereotype. It used to be that they're lazy. Now that they work like 20 jobs.
We're saying we're referring to just like South Americans.
Yeah, Latin American people.
Or just really anyone. Just
yeah.
Our country was founded on the ideal of allowing people in to a new world, a free place that you can do your thing. Mm-hmm. Granted, it's not that anymore, but we should allow people in. Should they do it properly? Yes. But if they're escaping a country that's overrun by the cartel, I understand.
I am watching something kind of interesting. Mexico is kind of like taking an economic upturn in a lot of, not because of a drug trade either. It's so, you know, like how Trump and stuff did like the tariffs on China, right?
Yeah.
So
early on into his presidency.
Yeah. So companies don't want to be like, oh wow, now we're gonna start losing out on money and stuff. So they're like, let's find alternatives that are basically just China but cheaper, or like cheaper for us because we don't have to pay any tariffs. So they go to countries like Vietnam, and recently, a lot of car companies go to Mexico because they have a lot of mechanics.
That's interesting.
Generally. And and actually Mexico is the #1 car producer in the world, I think. Like, or at least one of the highest car producers in the world. Because they have a booming, like, car industry. Because, again, I think there's a lot of mechanics in Mexico.
I mean, once we just kill the cartel dudes, I guess it'll be a good country.
Yeah, so...
I mean, that's a vast simplification of the issue.
Yeah. Some regulation of the cartels.
I mean, honestly, what if we just do a big reset of all South America? Just M1 Abrams rolling in the streets, just...
Well, you wouldn't have much of a government.
Well, we'd have a lot of free land.
Yeah, the United States of America.
The United States of America.
The two nations in all the Americas, Canada and the United States, and that's it.
We would have so many new states.
Wow, have fun. So many new states, yeah. Chihuahua.
Can you imagine our flag? No, bro, we'd rename them. They don't have any remembrance of their history.
Oh. They're gonna be the most uncreative names too. Jefferson.
New Mexico is just Mexico.
Jefferson, Madison, Trump.
The irony.
Obama. There's just like president names for all the states.
All the newer presidents.
Yeah.
Bush.
Bush Jr. Like what? Clinton.
Ugh.
Just one.
Yeah, bro, where are you from, Obama?
It sounds so brain dead. It was a state name proposal for a place to be called Jefferson.
I don't think that'd be too bad.
Yeah.
I think Obama's far over.
Roosevelt.
No, I think Roosevelt's okay too.
FDR. Just that's a whole.
Just the acronym.
Yeah.
Feder.
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 We're gonna. Yeah. At that point, the United States might as well annex Canada.
We would just be America.
Yeah, you don't need it. We can actually keep the mantle United States of America. Now everyone is American.
Yeah, we aren't just a country, we're a continent.
We're two, actually.
We're two continents.
We're a mega continent. It's really what we become.
The United Continent of America. No, the United Continents of America.
Yeah.
Jesus.
How would that structure work?
Not well.
Would they have one continent be like a state level, and then they separate that to smaller?
Nah, bro, there'd be immediately a civil war between South America.
It'd just be insurrections all day long.
Yeah. It would not be good. I'm sure this is a Hoi 4 scenario.
United States world conquest.
Yeah.
We're just spreading democracy, guys.
What did the U.S. do to Mexico in the Fallout universe? Weren't they incredibly poor?
What they did was exploit their oil and industries.
Okay. I know in the universe they obviously annexed Canada.
Yeah, there's newspapers and stuff that say that.
And that horrific video recording that scarred me as a child.
At the beginning of Fallout 1 where the
shoots
dude
the
just
dude in the
shoots a
head
dude.
and he's laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, the Canadian Resistance or whatever.
There's not very much lore about them, is there?
No. But that makes an interesting point that there could be a Fallout in Canada. It wouldn't be that radically different than America.
Swear to Christ, if the Brotherhood or the Enclave's there.
It would make the least sense for them to be there. Like, the place where the United States Army was hated. Yeah.
I could see there being, like, army remnants.
Yeah, like, actual, like, U.S., like, suppression forces.
Or, I mean, I guess by extension they could be, like, a subsect of the Enclave.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really want that.
Because the Enclave wouldn't like them either because they were exposed to radiation.
Yeah.
So I guess it'd be the NCR, New California
If they want to bring back the Enclave but still keep it lore friendly, just go to Chicago.
Yeah, it'd be the NCR again, the New Canadian Republic.
I feel like it'd probably just like.
Instead of a bear, it's a moose.
No, it's 2 maple leaves.
Yeah,
that's their mutated maple leaves.
So dumb.
And they have the Free Québécois army. Just a bunch of French people.
The next Fallout is most likely going to be. It's almost certainly still going to be in the U.S.
Yeah, well, that or I can see it plausibly. If it's not going to be in U.S. proper, it's going to be either Canada or Mexico. There's no way it's leaving North America.
Yeah.
It'd just be a different game.
I think I would really like maybe even just a DLC of like them going to China.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, but apparently it's just a crater in Fallout lore. Remember Mothership Zeta?
Did you blow up China?
No, you shoot Canada and that, but you can see down and all you see above China is a giant black...
So we just erased China.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, they might retcon that lore to make it where it's actually like still kind of intact. I don't think the United States has that many nukes to create a giant crater.
No, we do in real life. We
over all the country of China.
Yeah, no, generally, or genuinely, I forget the statistic. I think it's the United States and all the countries in the world have enough nuclear warheads to level the world 3.5 times over.
Okay.
Well. Level. That's kind of a bit of a crazy statistic.
Well, anyway, yeah, China's just a giant crater.
Yeah, but is the strike in Canada canon?
The strike in
Canada? The laser strike.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
I kind of hope it is, but
it shoots literally the Northwest Territories. Does it really matter? It just shoots the Arctic Circle.
There's not much there. There's like one person.
The one Eskimo that survived.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool though. Fallout set in Canada with like a perpetual nuclear winter.
Yeah.
And you have to also fight against the elements.
An actual cold environment, that'd be cool. Not just... Boston could have been cold, but it just wasn't.
Yeah.
It was even in the middle of October. It could have easily been cold.
Yeah.
They were thinking about New York City. It's a good chance New York City could be one.
I thought it was going to be either New York City or where else was it going to be? There's another mention of somewhere else too, like in a few games. Because you know how in previous Fallout titles they mentioned Fallout 70 or Vault 76.
Yeah, like they still like sprinkle in like
like hints as to where the next one is. So I think probably New York or.
I don't know. I would say probably New York or
I
Chicago.
hope they go back to the West Coast.
Yeah.
They probably won't.
Some people kind of thought that maybe because in Kellogg's Memories, you can see the
Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's also just from the West Coast
Yeah.
to lore, so. They actually just throw us in Wyoming, Fallout Wyoming. You see the Great Khans
That'd be kind of cool.
because of the ending.
Was that the ending? They went.
Like one of the endings where they like you tell them to move and they create an Empire Wyoming.
Do you think Fallout 5 is going to be a good game? I know it's years out, but do you think it's going to be a good? I hope it's going to be.
I hope it's a good game, but if Starfield is a good game, and Bethesda actually takes time on these newer games,
Yeah.
I could see it being a good game.
Is Starfield out?
It's coming out this year.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
They extended it last time I saw, which actually is kind of a good thing.
That is a good thing because it doesn't ruin the initial launch.
It isn't getting rushed.
And I hope you make a good game, Bethesda. I really do.
If
Fallout 76.
If they screw up Elder Scrolls 6, they're dead. We've been waiting over a decade for a new Elder Scrolls mainline game.
And I'm thinking about Fallout as like the only universe that I even care about remotely anymore. Honestly, it's the only video game that's like I'm invested in the lore and story.
Yeah.
I hope things I hope for. I hope that they keep Settlement Building.
Okay.
It's really fun. It's mindless, stupid fun.
Yeah, it's grown up. I hated it at first. I'm sure you were the same thing.
No, I loved it.
You loved it from launch?
Yeah.
Oh. I kind of hated it because I thought it was kind of grindy to get a bunch of resources.
Yeah.
But it grew on me because then I love building like detailed structures and stuff.
I just like concrete.
Well, I actually do use concrete in some of my builds if I want to do like a more industrial looking area. But yeah. What I want... Well, you go ahead and keep saying your points.
Well, yeah. Base building. I want... they're going to have a voice character. They're going to.
No, I don't want that.
I don't want it, but I think it's going to be a voice character.
Well, if they do, at least give us more than 4 options.
Yeah. That's another thing,
That makes
too.
a more engaging way, instead of just saying, no, yes, sarcastic.
I mean, you know, they could
I have
do...
a question.
Just give it, like... Make it a non-voice protagonist, and then just let us use AI voice generation to put mods in.
Well, yeah, we could easily
Yeah.
have AI, like, yeah, but that could just be a mod, so...
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
easy, so.
Just leave it blank, then we can install mod maker characters sound like whatever we want.
Plus, everyone likes to not have a voice protagonist because you get to make up the voice in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Or what do you sound like? Like, it doesn't make sense that you're like this, like you want to roleplay as like a Chinese like spy or whatever, and he sounds like some American, like some Boston dude.
Does he even sound like...
He doesn't even have a Boston accent.
No, he just sounds like a basic white dude.
Yeah, you're trying to be like some ex-Chinese commando or something, and you just sound like some white dude. Like,
Uh-huh.
like, it kind of breaks immersion.
Yeah, it does. Not that I even really care about the story, honestly, that much. I mean, I do care about the story. I just don't like... I don't know. My brain's broken. I don't have the patience to just sit there and read.
Well, you don't have to read.
Give it to me in video format.
They talk, and you can learn a story. You don't have to read a novel.
I think Fallout 5, when it comes out, will be the first Fallout I actually try to engage in the story with, without getting any spoilers.
Oh yeah. I was about to say, like, were you not invested with Fallout New Vegas?
Honestly, no.
Really?
I kind of just went around and murdered people. Because I already knew everything about the story.
Oh.
I already watched...
Like, you've watched a bunch of videos about it and stuff?
And that's not, like... That wasn't even... I had watched these videos before I even conceived the notion of playing New Vegas. So it wasn't like I was just intentionally spoiling it for myself. It was just kind of... happened that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everybody praises Fallout New Vegas. But I have an issue with it. There's not enough randomness. The enemy encounters are in the same spot every time.
Yeah, but to be fair, they only had 2 years to work on the whole game. A measly 2 years.
That's why they didn't get their bonus.
No, they didn't get their bonus because of
Bethesda's evil.
because of a 1 point difference. They said if they got like a 90 on Metacritic or something.
It was a 95 and they got a 94.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it was their deal. Okay.
Evil Bethesda.
So yeah, sure. Technically, they're not wrong, but it just seems goofy.
I heard 76 is good now, though.
Yeah.
So I might actually
it only took 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, if you buy it, I'll buy it to play with you, I guess.
I already have it.
Is it crossplay?
I don't know if it is or not. It's probably not. But I don't... That's the thing, though. The only reason I play Fallout 4 is because I'm so freaking good at it. Same with you. We've played it for so long. We know where the things are. We know how to build a character that just kills everything.
I've kind of like gotten beat up with single player games though, because that's like basically what I've been playing. So it's like a breath of fresh air for me to start playing online games again.
Yeah.
So, like all I've been playing is like Overwatch.
For me, it's just been Insurgency.
Speaking of which, I was gonna actually ask you one day if you wanted to get Overwatch so we can play together.
Is it cross-platform?
Yeah.
I'm so bad at it, but I'll try.
Hey, no. I was gonna also record it. That was why.
Oh, but I'm really bad at it.
Well, you don't have to be good. It's not like my channel's gonna be about
epic clips.
Yeah, montage, tomahawk.
But you make your Fallout points.
What I want, a decent story. Keep the lore consistent. Do not retcon the lore that much. It's so annoying when that happens because now the whole lore is just changed for no reason.
I straight up need a diagram to understand where XO1 versus Advanced Power Armor come into play.
Fallout 76 tried to repair it.
It did. It did a pretty good job, actually.
Yeah, it made it where it was better at, like, energy.
Yeah. Well, the T-51's better at ballistic.
Yeah, and radiation.
Yeah.
Which,
something like that.
So that the T-51 still isn't, like, obsolete to XO1, clearly. It's, like, it could still go up against it. And I think the only power armors that are better are post-war power armors.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because they have more time to work on them.
Yeah, on a freaking oil rig.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, like, the ultra-right power armor or whatever.
I've not seen that one.
It's, like, a unique one in Fallout 76.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, it's like a weird Brotherhood power armor or something. It looks really cool, though. It's a T-60 variant. Which I also think they said... I don't know what their explanation for T-60 was. I think it is weaker than T-51, though. Like, clearly weaker.
That's strange.
T-60 is weaker than T-51, but better than T-45.
Well, yeah.
Well, again, they don't want to, like, fully ruin the lore, especially since a lot of people didn't like that change in the lore. Because T-51 was the top of the line in pre-war. And then it got outmatched by a T-45 slightly bulkier build.
My headcanon and my theory is that XO1, like the XO1 we've seen Fallout 4, was developed pre-war, but in...
like beta testing?
Yes, and the ones we see there are just like the very, very beginnings of them.
Yeah.
The other issue with the lore and the headcanon is that enemies scale with level.
Yeah, so, like, obviously in lore, there's not, like, 20 of them.
No.
I think in lore, the only real XO1 you see...
is the one that...
The Quantum one.
Yeah,
That's the only, like, confirmed XO1.
And I could see the one in Proctor Tegan's shop being canon too, because he's almost certainly encountered some Enclave installation before.
Yeah.
And then my other thing is, I'm sure the Enclave, with some of the designs of the actual one, made their own, and that's where the Advanced Power Armor came in.
Yeah.
And they're like Hellfire and all that. Because you can see the design similarities.
Yeah, but there's also differences so that they're not the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or if you want to be lazy, you could just chalk it up to like Fallout 4 having a new power armor system.
But yeah, basically, I want Fallout 5 to not be... Oh yeah, I want, like, better actually role-playing mechanics and not, like, dumbed down mechanics.
Sarcastic.
Like the skill system to be back. I don't want to waste a whole perk point for I do more damage with gun when I can just have skills beat the gun and then have a perk on something unique.
I agree.
So, yeah. Bring back skills and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, you know, Elder Scrolls 6 better not take 3 years or 20 years to come out. I'm just saying. I think it is going to be, like fully, like, being made after Starfield. Like, it will be full confirmed, like, it will be
Are you gonna play Starfield?
If it's good.
I'm gonna feel the waters with my toes in YouTube, and then I'm gonna maybe get.
Whoa, Jody's gonna get mad at you.
Oh, because I watched a video about it before I
Yeah.
play the game. Don't shoot Uncle Jody.
You have to pay for the game first and then make your own opinion.
I sense a bit of resentment. Calm down.
Because he's been playing Last of Us 2, and I'm like, I told him it sucks. And he's like, no, I think it's a really good game.
The combat, very good.
Well, it's almost like it's the
same.
as
Just
the-
a little bit more gory.
But, no, more like the story sucks. I hate the ending.
You know what?
Ruined character development.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's over. They're dead. I think Dutch Vangelis is one of my favorite villains.
Oh, yeah.
And I only say that because you could argue that Pagan Min and Vaz are pretty close to almost being real people.
Yeah, but they're too insane to be convincing.
I think, no, they're convincing enough to be real people. Because I'm sure real maniacal dictators act like what Pagan Min does, and
yeah, but
paranoid schizophrenics probably act what Vaz acts like.
But, I don't know, Dutch seems more like a down-to-earth person.
That's the whole thing about Red Dead as a whole, is like the characters they have are very people. They're just people.
They interact with each other, they talk, they have their own schedules.
I have a playlist on my YouTube called like Watch Later, not the normal Watch Later, but it's like personalized Watch Later.
Literally watch later, not meme.
And one of the videos I have on there right now is this one, like it's a 50-minute long analysis of why Arthur Morgan is the best protagonist.
Oh.
And I kind of want to watch that, so I might do that later.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
On your first playthrough, did you get good or evil ending?
Good.
Yeah, same here.
Because to be evil, you have to literally go out of your way to do evil acts. It's easy to do good acts by just walking around and not messing with people.
I had the opposite problem.
Really?
The second I got my hands on a shotgun, I had so much fun just murdering people, which sounds really, really bad when I say it out loud.
Well, it's a people who made GTA. What do you expect?
Just the combat in Red Dead, beautiful.
Yeah, the worst thing I think I've done in Red Dead was rob a shop, and they gave me like $50.
That's it. I've committed terror.
Well, I mean, I've also had a shootout in the middle of town before, but who hasn't?
I was doing a share play with my friends one time. They're like, one of them said like commit a war crime. I was like, okay. So Geneva didn't happen yet, so it wasn't really a war crime. But I hogtied these like 4 people. They were like, right on this carriage, and I threw them in the back of the carriage and set their horses on fire. And while the horses were dying, the fire spread to the back where they were.
Probably the worst thing I actually did was throw like a hogtied guy right by the water so that they would be barely drowning and barely living at the same time.
You ever fed a man to an alligator?
Yes, I have.
It's really fun.
I rode in, threw it on the ground, and backed up a bit, and it's so sad because they just squirm around for a second, and the alligator just takes one bite and they're just dead.
The lose karma thing, like the ding.
Yeah. You didn't save them.
Reddit Online sucks.
Yeah.
Story
Literally.
mode, the best thing to ever happen.
What a stark contrast.
Some would argue the same as GTA 5, but I enjoy the GTA 5 online experience.
Well, I'm sure it's also because they've had more time to actually fully develop it.
Yeah.
Red Dead Online was probably like half made.
You gotta pay so much real money to get anywhere in Reddit Online.
Yeah,
Or
grind hunting.
Mathematically speaking, it's more convenient to go work like a 9 to 5, and with that money, buy like a shark card or whatever it is in Red Dead. I think it's called gold, isn't it? You can just buy gold.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it's like that. I think it's like that for a lot of stuff, though, right?
yeah, unfortunately.
Like most games, but at least for things like Fortnite and stuff, it's not that bad because it's all cosmetic.
Yeah.
So all you're paying for is the look kind of cool. You're not like getting any.
You're not actually looking cool. You're playing Fortnite.
Well, that's why I said kind of.
Yeah. I'm glad you clarified.
So yeah, that's all you're really paying for when you pay for that. But like in Red Dead and stuff, you're actually paying to get good. Like get good guns and stuff.
Yeah. Like an elephant gun that rips and tears.
Doesn't like the shotgun in the normal game not cost it cost a few $100 or something, but then in Red Dead Online it's like thousands.
It's something crazy like that. I mean, same with GTA Online. The inflation is nuts. Also, they just recently made the Mark II worth like $10 million.
Oh.
to prevent new players from buying it. Which, if they had done that way earlier,
would have minimized damage.
I mean, my thing is, how about you just make it realistic and make it only be able to carry 4 rockets because it's a very small vehicle? That'd be my solution.
Or make it where it isn't very fast or something. Like, I don't know.
I think the speed is the main draw because people use it for good too to like do their missions. But if you just limit it to 4 rockets or 4 missiles, then
Oh, you can't just be annoying.
because right now it holds 30, right? That's enough to level a town.
Yeah, like I remember playing GTA and I was online and I couldn't get into it. I like walked around for a while and like some dude with a Mark II just came up and just gunned me down right outside.
Yeah.
I think I had like some cocaine factory or something, like some cocaine lab or something. I walked outside. He's like a rival business guy, and then he guns
They
me
just
down.
shoot you in the face.
Yeah,
with
I'm
a
like,
rocket
bruh, was not prepared in the slightest. I think my character always wore a red suit and a red hat.
Cool dude.
Got it for free, yeah.
If I wanted to have fun, and if I was going to give anyone advice into how to have fun in GTA 5, I would say get maybe 10 friends, right? All of you only play on friends-only lobbies, and this is how you have the most fun. You, as a team, roll together as a biker gang and do, like, cocaine missions.
Oh, like actually play?
Yes. Don't... If I swear to Christ, one of you gets, like, a helicopter or something, it's like... I don't know. It's a lot... There's a way to do it very easy, and there's a way to do it fun. And the easy way seems fun for a little while, but after a certain point, and after you made the money, it's like, this is boring.
Yeah, who wants to just drive on a helicopter all day?
Yeah. I mean, I do.
Yeah,
I love
but
flying
not
things.
do anything with it.
Yeah.
You're driving just to drive. You're not driving and then, like, fighting someone. You're just...
I think the big thing is make a theme and stick to it. If you want to be like a private military corporation, all get dressed up like your homies, getting matching combat
So you're
gear.
saying that you should roleplay?
A little bit. Yeah, no, don't make it too serious, but...
Turns
just
into a
little bit.
cop.
No.
It's... I hate roleplay servers for that one reason. Everyone wants
be a cop.
Everyone wants to be some person of authority.
Or someone special. Everyone wants to be
Yeah.
a thief or a cop.
No one wants to just be...
Me over here, the cab driver.
No one wants to be someone who's like a normal guy. Because, I mean...
It's like, you're not getting on there to be a normal guy, you're getting on there to be somebody that you can't be.
Yeah, you go on that game to escape that life.
Yeah. So in turn, everyone wants to be a cop or somebody like that.
Or like some important person.
Yeah.
Not like Dave, the cashier.
And that's why every time I see clips in like an RP server on GTA 5 online, it's like, you're showing the thing that makes you're showing the thing that ruins the server. You're showing like the actual interactions that like never happen. Like no one wants to be a cashier or something like that.
Yeah.
No one wants to be the dude getting robbed.
Exactly, so there's just no store, really.
Exactly.
Also, it's weird to me that, like, actual crime and stuff, you know, in GTA roleplay servers are just banned.
Typically, yeah.
Like, a crime. Like, what if you're playing as an actual villain?
Like on Unturned RP, which is a horrendous place. But like if you wanted to rob somebody, you had to like /rob them in the chat. You have to announce that you're robbing. So what if you wanted to do an ambush? Well, you can't do that. What if you wanted to like mug them in silence? You can't do that. The whole thing. If the only way to make a successful roleplay server, I think, is to let players do whatever they want, and then
so, like, anarchy.
But you have the laws, but none of them are punishable by banning.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say repeat offenses, yeah, ban them. But like if it's just, let's say I walk up to you, I shoot you in the head. I'm now going to get shot because, well, I just committed a murder.
Why is that called RDM?
Yeah, it's random.
Something murder?
I think so. Something like that. Or KOS, kill on sight. So if you just treat it like it's an actual crime and then treat the person accordingly, then I think it'd be better.
Yeah, like guys who actually perform some heist and have a shootout with the police instead of just the police get mad
And
because you
ban
shot.
them. Yeah.
I killed a police officer. Oh,
It's like,
sorry.
you're gone.
Sorry. 6-hour ban.
No. I mean, one of the most fun things I've ever done on a Unturned RP server, because I used to play them, and I didn't ever seriously RP. I just like set up a shop and sold things.
Mm.
So, me and my boys, we were out on a supply run in the military base, and these guys tried to mug us, right?
Uh-huh.
And one of my friends tried to pull a gun, and he immediately got blasted by a shotgun. And that was a pretty cool interaction, right? And then they're like, okay, drop everything you had, but I snuck one of the frag grenades into my pockets where they couldn't see it.
So I dropped all my clothes, everything. They didn't think I had anything. They were getting in their car, threw that thing at that truck, and they all died.
Then you got banned.
No, I didn't get banned.
I'm just joking, but yeah.
But, I mean, that interaction there was cool, you know? And no admin intervention. And I'm sure that the server owners had this idea in their head too, but then they hire the dumbest admins.
I know, they'll like hire these like 8-year-olds.
They're not even hiring them, they're just...
they just get these
Just
Discord
scripting
mods.
them.
These little Discord mods. Do not send a meme in general. Then
And they're
bans
power
them.
tripping, making a giant base in the middle of the map flying. It's like, well, okay.
Sorry, dude. You said a meme. Die.
And it's
You
dumb.
also can never like not be in RP mode 24/7. You can't just talk to someone casually. You have to be in RP mode all the time, or else you're breaking RP.
Yeah, sometimes.
So
That's why at the end of my unturned career, I just set out to be a domestic terrorist and blow up people driving them
yeah,
away.
call yourself Ahmed,
No. My name was Mr. something or another.
Mr. Blow You Up,
That's not a very good name.
Mr. I'm a terrorist,
That's pretty indicative as to what I am, I think.
Mr. Osama.
Mr. Mr. Osama. That's great.
What a good state name.
Yeah, what a way to end this episode.
Yeah, how long has this been going?
Hour 22.
Wow, this is like actually one of the longest
Yeah,
ones.
it's
we've
pretty good
had
too,
in a
actually.
while. We went off topic a lot.
But it was good.
But it was like a good type of going off topic, not like we went off topic and talked about a new one for 5 seconds.
One other unturned story before we conclude. One time I was playing on this PvE server, which is the lamest thing you could do because you can't kill people.
Wait, what?
So it's just against AIs. So one of the rules in this,
Sounds lame.
it is lame. One of the rules was that you couldn't steal people's vehicles because it's a PvE server. So I was like, I talked to the admin like, hey, my helicopter was stolen. We owned no helicopter. And he was like, okay. And he spawns one in. He just spawns one in.
He didn't like check.
No, he
Did
didn't
not
check.
any records.
I guess not. And then I was like, bro, it failed to spawn. It really did spawn. And he spawned like 50 helicopters on me. So our base was just covered in the rarest helicopter in the game.
Wait, you told him the rarest?
Yeah, I told him the Hind, the one with the autocannon on the bottom of it.
What'd you do with all of those?
We didn't do anything. There was too many of them.
You never like drove one?
Well, we took like 3 of them. I think we stashed 2 in a different spot, and we kept one at the base. But the second another admin saw us, was like, these dudes are cheating. So
No, you should have said the admins provide us with the goods.
what we did is we took the ammo boxes out of all of them. So we just had a bunch of high caliber ammo that no one else in the server had.
Oh, before they delete the helicopters?
Yeah, and then we just destroyed the helicopter for everyone into the ocean.
Oh.
So we stashed them at the bottom.
Why? They were like, you're gonna get banned if you keep this.
Well, that's what we were worried about. We're gonna get banned. So we just like, okay, we'll keep 3 of them. Kept 1 at the base and kept 2 like in the corner of the map somewhere. Pretty cool, huh?
Trick the owners.
Tricked like an 8-year-old into giving us all the helicopters.
Should have asked for the SpongeBob Burger Mobile.
That's not a thing.
That is.
No.
From this movie?
Yeah, I know, but it's not an turn.
Sure.
Alright, thanks for listening, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah. Please like and subscribe on YouTube and
Just
go on
don't tell them to
Spotify.
download. Don't tell them to download.
On Spotify and follow us, rate us, and download on Spotify. Oh.
Should we start a Patreon?
You know we could add a subscription service to our Spotify.
What would it give them?
You'll have a 1-day free access.
Bro, I don't want to upload this a day earlier.
Yeah, I saw you had it scheduled.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah,
Yeah.
because we were on a vacation, so I scheduled it. That was pretty good. I learned how to do that. I pressed 2 buttons. Alright. It's been a good one, folks. Goodbye.
Bye.